Hey guys, it's Sam and Ché from the Cybermen here. We are back today with a special video. This is a interview / commentary over my final match in the Oceania Regionals of Adelaide.
So Sam, this is you versus, was it Josh?
Yeah, it's me versus Josh.
Yeah.
The names are wrong there. They fixed that up about halfway through. So I'm on the left with the Cybermen shirt, obviously, and Josh is on the right.
Alright. So this is really an insight to what was going on in Sam's head while playing through these 3 games against Josh to come out as the Adelaide regional champion.
Yeah, so I was top seed for the game. I finished second in Swiss, so I got to go first.
Alright, so
Hachiak to mill 2.
we got Boo doing Boo things. So what's your turn 1 play here? Is this your ideal turn 1 play?
Yeah, I think getting Hachiak in hand to mill a couple of cards and then playing the 1-drop searcher, that's kind of the best thing you could do when you're going first because you can't attack.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot for a first turn. I mean, majority of times these days you just see check land, charge, pass.
Yeah. And unfortunately the Hachiak, I was really upset with that. I think it was my double strike and then something else that I can't use for turtles.
Yeah, true.
Which was really annoying.
So interesting to see Josh here. He's got the Broly BR leader, which was errated to only be able to restand Broly BR cards on the Awakened side. I think last year that was the card that won every single major tournament in Australia.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It's still a good card, but it's not OP. It's in the right deck. It's great. Otherwise, it's okay.
I mean, it's good within its archetype now. It's just not generically good
as it should be. It's great to see diversity.
Definitely.
Anyway, so we see Boo dropping,
charging a 4-drop and attacking. I think looking for pieces.
Yeah, apologies. I think I missed the end of Josh's turn though.
He just attacked and took a life and then passed turn. He's leaving energy up, I assume, for a negate of some sort.
So that's the Dr. Gero super combo to search the deck for a card of 4 or less, yellow card.
Yep, correct. One of our friends in the game spoke to me just before this match and told me how this Broly deck worked, because I was not really sure.
I've not seen this specific build before.
And he told me about obviously the Arrival Broly, which we know because it's used in all the successor decks now.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's going to use that to KO anything I bring out once he's got 2 energy up.
Gotcha. Which at this point he does not.
And it really helped because I can just go straight up to the 6-drop chain from the chain when he has those energy open, and he can't KO those cards. And also, obviously, the 6-drop doesn't let him draw.
Yeah.
Off the Broly.
I mean, it's like, and not to blow smoke up your ass, but it's pretty impressive that you came to the final match in championships playing against a deck you'd never seen before, but you very rarely stumbled. What was going on in your head at this point? Were you just going through the motions, or?
I think this first game I was very happy to get the Boo chain started straight away. Turn 2, got it going, and after playing so many games all weekend and only losing one, really losing a couple of games, but only losing 1 round, I was just feeling really confident. And then obviously going through all of Top Cut without issue, I guess that helped. Not having to worry about anything. So here's I got those 2 6-drops from my life, and as soon as I saw that, I was so happy because I knew that I could go straight into the 6-drop and he wouldn't be able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And obviously against decks that arrive and Successor, like against Cell, Successor, I played a couple of times. I played in Swiss and I played in Top Cut as well. all you have to do is get this card out here that I'm about to play, and they can't play the successor stuff because that just gets rid of it.
So I believe it's if your opponent plays a card that costs more than the current energy, you can choose that card and place it in their drop.
Yeah, so choose any of their cards actually.
Oh, any of their
place
cards
it in a drop, and then it can't be KO'd. So there is tech against it. The successor topo gets rid of it because it negates the skills and then gets rid of it. That was annoying in another matchup, but essentially turn 2 he's going into now. He can't play any big cards, and the chance of getting any removal on that now is very low.
It's just crazy. It's such a fast deck. It's just doing so much in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
Do you think that Buu is overpowered?
I don't think so. There's a lot of RNG in the Buu deck compared to others. There's a lot of luck on what you draw and of your turn. Like if you're playing against Gohan, for example, or something that's going to hit you hard and you don't draw any negates or super combos, then you just lose. And there's not much you can do. So that keeps it in check. I think Buu's where decks should be in terms of power.
I think Buu is very balanced.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
It can do a lot, but if you're playing against a smart opponent who knows the right pieces to counter, then it's not unstoppable.
Correct, yeah, I agree. I mean, if you have a Topo, if you have a Nimbus, Buu's shut down very, very easily.
Alright, interesting. So he's KO'd your, is that the 2-drop Buu?
The 1-drop Buu.
1-drop Buu.
This was funny. He played that Freezer. He was trying to, he asked me if I wanted to use my Buu. He was clearly baiting me, trying to get me to warp his 15k critical with my Buu, and I was not taking that bait.
No, as you should not have.
I obviously am fine to combo a card out of hand to stop a 15k critical. It doesn't bother me at all. Because then, if I did do it, he could have arrivaled his Broly and blah blah blah.
Yeah, of course.
So this was a funny moment as well. I think there were nerves all around. He plays Vegeta the Cruel here, and he doesn't have a multicolor energy.
Yeah, so for anyone that's not aware, if you have multicolor energy charged, then you can play your Vegeta the Cruel for 2 energy. Otherwise, it is the full cost of 3.
Yeah, so when it even took me a second to realize, because I was thinking...
I'm impressed and glad you picked up on it, because that would have been potentially...
It could have altered the course of history.
Jeez, man, you're not winning World War II, but it would have altered the course of this game, definitely.
For sure, yeah. And so now, the problem I have, and this is exactly what the issue can sometimes be with sequencing, Buu needs to have no cards in hand to activate its ability, and if you play Buu, the 2-drop Buu before you have no cards in hand, you have to attack with it.
Yeah.
Or attack with something.
You need to swing to be able to get rid of those cards, right?
I mean, obviously you can use the leader ability like I did, but it's like
it's
a waste of cards, yeah. And I, as I said, wasn't attacking with anything other than the 6-drops. I wasn't taking the risk of
Shock and Death Ball.
Anything, yeah. Oh, it's a yellow leader, so you can't do that. But just I didn't want to risk him doing anything to get rid of it. Even like other arrival stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I learnt pretty quickly that I don't even think you can know how many different removal your opponent possibly has. There's a negate there. These days, removal during battle is like so frequent, it's insane. And a 2-drop 15k is very vulnerable. So just putting in more pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say you're definitely keeping the pressure on. I think it looks like he has 2 life now after taking that.
Yeah, 2 or 3. But I was setting up on purpose here. Normally, in my other games, majority of the other games I played, I was going in much harder. But this game, I was just setting my board up. I was content with leaving my 6-drop boos out and not worrying about it.
Mhm.
This is where he actually drew there where he couldn't draw.
Yeah, so you've got the boo there that prevents you drawing from a battle card skill, right?
Yeah, correct. So he drew off the ape, and I obviously didn't notice, and the judges didn't notice either.
So myself and Corey from Team Cyberman were in the chat going, "What's going on? Why is he drawing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just a shame that they don't have stream judges for these kind of events, but that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they had two judges watching, but no one was looking at the stream at the time, I believe.
Yeah,
No,
it's okay,
two
man. It was
judges
only
watching
it was only the grand final. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, it is. What it is.
It didn't alter the result of this game too much in his favour.
Look,
at all.
no, it did
Just
not.
lucky.
It did not. But it's just a shame that because if it had, then it would have been called into question.
Yeah, I mean, if it had and it had altered everything, you can't change that after the fact. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it comes down
It
to
would be
the both players who are playing the game. I mean, as much as you can say, the judges weren't watching. At the same time, you as the players need to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a Frost Deadly Poison in hand there. You can see. I was thinking that was probably in his hand. So my first priority was to try and get the Pui Pui out to stop counterplays.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I got it out and he deadly poisoned it, he was tapped out.
Yeah, either way, it's a win. You give him the deadly poison.
Yeah.
Pui Pui's a bluff. I like the top of your head there, by the way. It was lovely.
Wonder what I was thinking. Choosing what to charge.
Yeah.
Thinking if I needed another 6-drop boo for removal.
I would say, it must be nice playing a deck where you don't have to consider any kind of dual-coloured energy, any sort of, do I need to keep 2 yellow open and 1 blue?
It's definitely refreshing after the last few decks I've played where it's all multicolour, etc.
Mm-hmm. The Pui Pui comes out, preventing any counterplays.
So you need to have 2 cards in hand for that effect to be active.
You as the Pui Pui player?
Yes.
Okay.
So that means you have to always be watching your hand before you play stuff. So there's 3 in there, 3 in hand there. You have to.
So it comes in with a Vegeta the Cruel, is it? No, Champa the Trickster.
This is another funny interaction.
So yeah, interesting. So he can't draw, obviously.
Yeah. So because he chose the one that
has, if it's in rest mode, he can't draw.
Yeah. He couldn't draw, but he did draw. So
okay.
Luckily that was picked up by the. You can see the judge looking at the card there.
Yeah, I noticed that you then pitched a card and ate it, which is always amusing to watch.
It is, and it was perfect because I needed to have 2 cards in hand to stop any counterplays. So.
Great. So now he's on 1 energy. You've got a very wide board there.
That's kind of the perfect board, having the Pui Pui on board and then no cards, having the Boo chain ready to go with other boos.
So as the Broly player right now, I mean, you kind of just want to have a Flying Nimbus in hand, really, don't you?
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty much the
really
only thing that
highly
can save you.
doubt that he would play that. Flying Nimbus isn't played that heavily anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. And I feel like this deck it puts a lot of pressure on. I mean, obviously Josh has reached this far in the Top Cut as well as in Swiss that, he's been smashing the meta.
Yeah. Yeah, his deck was very good. I think it was obviously take the surprise effect, the surprise factor of not really knowing what it does would have hurt a lot of people.
Mm.
I think coming into the competition yesterday, on the weekend, I for example went up against Starter Broly. For my first
Starter
game.
Broly.
That was my
Really?
first game of
That's
Swiss.
so different.
And obviously everybody knows what Starter Broly does,
Of
but
course.
just not being prepared for that is hard.
You don't side against Starter Broly, which was set 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, set 6. I think. And that
Yeah, that
it threw me. I mean,
that
I
hits
still
you hard.
won, but
Yeah.
that kind of stuff can really throw you.
Well, it's like, Spice King Chris with his Caulifla.
Yeah.
People don't expect a Caulifla Ginyu Force deck to be in regionals.
No, exactly, and he beat some meta decks with that.
Yeah, good.
It's
Good
very
on him.
impressive.
So, you're going in here, he's Senzuing. So, Senzuing, at this point,
Senzuing, it looks like it's going to go again.
yeah,
It wouldn't be for counterplay because obviously
Pui.
he can't, but it might just be to try and put up a wall.
Well, I mean, his leader is base 25k now, right? So,
Yeah. So luckily the 5-drop boos are all 25. Are both 25, I should say, but that still makes it much harder to pressure. Can't pressure with leader. So using the boost skill. So no point in going into the forward drop. Deciding decisions. So yeah, I mean, I think there I decided that even though I've got the 6-drop boo out that would warp his Broly, I didn't want him to arrive at anyway to get rid of, because he'd still get value out of that. He would be getting rid of that 6-drop and the whatever other boo I played. Just getting more bodies on board.
interesting.
Means if he attacks one and destroys one, the other effect is still there.
Well, the fact that I can
Andra.
see Vegeta the Cruel and a Champa in his energy, and now another Vegeta the Cruel. I mean, this is obviously a deck that is very heavy on counterplays, which you have denied to him,
Yeah,
which is great. I mean, it's great for you.
definitely. You can see he's got Cell Zeno in hand as well.
Yeah.
So the counterplays are really good because they are 3 costs for Successor.
Yeah.
You're paying 2 for them and getting value.
Well, theoretically, if he has a super combo in hand, he, and 2 Brolys, if he were really lucky, he could just, arrival both of those in and then
go to Successor.
Successor.
But then one of those Brolys would get destroyed by the boo.
This is very true.
So it's like...
Yeah, I mean, you as if you're playing Successor, you want to just, over the lower turns, be building your board to that point.
Yeah.
And then considering, if I want to have the dual attack quad strike, I need to have my opponent with 5 energy on board, or myself with 5 energy on board. I forget which it is.
You yourself, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Old Mate Bardock draft box card.
So I think here, I feel like the way my board's set up means there's kind of no way he can get through.
No, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like he's going to try and draw a card here.
No, can't draw. So there you go. He
Okay,
remembered
good.
this time.
Good.
Just rested the boo.
Swing into one of your 6-drop boos.
I feel like if you're going to do that, you have to be willing to let go of cards. 20k into 20k, Boo doesn't care about dropping a 5k. Especially with that board. Like, that board has so much pressure on it.
No, as the Broly player, what is it? I mean, what are your options right now?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's not really anything you can do at all. Honestly, if I was the Broly player, I would probably scoop. Just to get onto the next game.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a side you can draw on. Hopefully you know what Boo does, and you've come into the regionals prepared for the meta decks.
So this is 30k triple strike into leader now.
And negate.
And he's comboing out.
Arrive. No, another combo. So, a very good chance his hand is just brick.
So now, thinking about...
It's very hard to see how much life he has with that.
It is.
That thing in the bottom of the screen.
I think it might be 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, so it would be 2 because that's why I would be going in with the double strike.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, so he
that's
scoops.
Game 1.
Alright. Players will side. I'm going to go and side right now. I'll be back in a moment. Excuse me.
So at this point, I am trying to figure out what I would side against this. Given how well the first game went, I thought I shouldn't change too much in case I ruin the consistency. I did have 2 Haruharus inside, and that's generally a good choice, especially for an aggro deck. So I put those in. I was extremely nervous at this point because I had never been in a Top Cut final of a regional before. I had never even been in Top Cut before. I've gotten extremely close. I've bubbled and burst many times, and this was obviously pretty intense for me. So I didn't know what to expect, and as you'll see in the coming game, unfortunately, my pieces just didn't fall into place. It was almost the opposite of the first game, where the first game everything kind of went perfectly, and then the second game it was the opposite. I just didn't see anything I needed. Didn't see Turles, didn't see Boo. Like if I did, it would be like 1, and then it got counterplayed or something. But we'll see that in a sec. I know the Josh. The names are fixed, by the way. Sam and Josh. Josh sided in the Android Hellfighter 17 counterplay. The one that's a 2-cost on your opponent's turn. You don't need a multicolor energy, and it negates the skills of one of your opponent's battle cards. It doesn't ignore barrier. Oh, that's a funny thing there. So he actually placed his energy before he mulliganed. I placed his life before he mulliganed. Apologies.
I feel like at this point in the competition, you've really seen the nerves come through.
Definitely, yeah. I was just saying like how nervous I was.
Do you know what Josh's background is? Like, is he a regular Top Cut player?
Yeah, so Josh was, in 2018, which was the first year of the game, he was the regional champion of Brisbane. And he'd been regular Top Cut, I believe, in other championship games.
Nice.
Tournaments. So for me as a first timer, it was very intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked, when I saw him do that with his life, it really puts me a little bit at ease because it makes me feel like they're more nervous than I am doing something like that.
Well, I mean, he's, you've won the first game, so he's on the back foot now.
Yeah. So he sided a lot harder for me than I did for him. I sided in Haruharu, and he sided in the counterplay that I spoke of just a second ago, and he also sided in the Zamasu activate battle, tap 1, play this card, which he used against me incorrectly. You'll see that in this game.
It sends a 1-drop.
Yeah, so it KOs a 1-drop during battle, and he used it to KO my Boo.
Interesting. He thought your Boo was a 1-drop.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm assuming.
I really should have questioned it. I didn't question it.
No, but you get caught up in the moment. It is what it is. So it looks like Josh has charged a Samasu super combo.
Yeah.
And then passed to Sam. Sam swinging and dinging.
So I'm looking for pieces, and I can't find Turles, which is what you want, as I was saying, going second.
Mm-hmm. So is that what you mulligan for?
Yeah, mulligan hard for Turles or Hachiak, because you need pressure. You can't pressure turn 1 if you don't have those.
Yeah. So not finding what you need, you've comboed away 4 cards, I believe. Then we have a Hachiak.
And there's that's right. There was I think 3 super combos in my drop area already, which is a pain.
That is a pain.
This provides another 5
So what does Boo find? Is it a Boo? Boo?
Yeah, black Majin Buu.
Okay.
Top 7. So then it just means that Boo's another 10k because you combo with that and Awaken.
Gotcha.
Still, at this point, it's very unlikely to not see Tells because I've seen 6 cards, and then comboing with that, I'll Awaken and see another 5.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing a Tells or something that I can use then is pretty unlucky.
Yeah, and it's just bad luck. That's all it is.
I can't recall if I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see one at all.
I don't know. I didn't glimpse one in your hand, but I'm not sure. So there's rumours going around that you you had your deck built by a guy called Michael Sinsich. Is there any truth to that?
No.
Okay, cool.
So
just wanted to put that one to bed.
The reason I wanted to play this deck for anybody listening is Michael Spinach, we call him.
Spinny.
He wanted to play Boo, and he asked me to build him a Boo deck, or help him build a Boo deck, I should say. And while building it, I decided it looked really fun. So that was like right at the start of set 9, or before set 9 even started, came out. And then since then I've decided that I wanted to play it, and he hasn't bothered.
No, I mean, but a lot of, I understand where he's coming from. So meanwhile, Josh is swinging in with his 15k freezer that came off KOing the 1-drop Boo, I believe it was.
Yep.
The Searcher. Sam comboing out. And Sam's turn. Michael Spinny is the kind of guy who, if you have won with this deck, he has less interest in it. So, what happened there?
That was Hatchiak into 2 Turtles off the top of the deck, the cards that I'm looking for. And still, there is a Boo, but because he has sided in the 17, that just shuts down my whole play.
So are you feeling on the back foot here now?
There you go. Actually, it was Vegeta. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like I can't do anything right now because I don't have any resources to use.
Yeah.
I'm always hopeful that I'll draw something at the end of the turn, obviously.
I mean, 5 cards, chances are.
But I believe I just could not see what I needed. As you can see, there's nothing I can use in that hand to play the Boo from drop area. Haven't seen a malicious mimicry either. It's just like nothing's coming up, Sam, in this game.
No. So, Josh charging on Bardock Ape, considering his options. Putting some pressure on leader. So what were the matchups you were worried about going into this?
I was worried about the mirror match.
And I believe you had a mirror match in Top Cut?
I did. Not in Top Cut. I had a mirror match round 4 of Swiss, so
Gotcha.
we were both undefeated. Funnily enough, everybody says, or everything I've read is that if you lose the die roll in a mirror match with Boo, then you lose. That's probably in a perfect world, but I lost the die roll and I won the first game, and so I was obviously going second the second game, and I won the second game as well, so I won 2-0.
Nice.
Which was good.
I believe your opponent was quite gracious. And
he was very nervous after I won the first game. I played really risky. I didn't awaken until I had 3 life. So awakening takes 2 life. I went down to 1 to awaken.
Very risky.
But I had that kind of this game plan in my hand that I wasn't going to play Boo or anything before he did, because I wanted to counterplay with Dabura.
Yeah, of course.
Which means I couldn't awaken until I used it because I didn't want to drop it from my hand. And so after that he kind of stuffed up. He placed his life 6 life instead of 8 and all this kind of stuff because he was so nervous. But I got the judge to fix it. I didn't want him to get in trouble. Yeah, one judge was saying it's a game loss, but I got him to ask the head judge, who fixed it up, which was good.
Yeah, I feel like if both players agree, then
yeah.
So meanwhile, you're just eating cards left, right, and centre. So what's the criteria for the Boo leader to eat a card? Is it drop a card, eat a card?
Drop a card, eat a card, and the card has to be 3 cost or less.
Gotcha.
So
you've your passing turn, drawing your 5 cards to make up your hand.
Yeah, literally just I just dropped cards for no reason so that I could draw and try and find pieces. Again, there's nothing there that I can see. Oh, there's a 2-drop Boo. That's useful-ish. But
So
he
we've
has got 2 energy up.
Buffing his hand with the 2-drop Ape to Warp. And passing turn, no.
Attacking, and then there was a negate there.
Interesting.
Obviously, he needs to come out of hand, so...
Awaken, restand 2.
He's playing much more cautiously this match, I think.
I think wisely so. As stated, the game plan here for the Broly player is to get the arrival or the successor pressure out, and then the Zeno cell. I don't know what his alt wing con is though.
No, I'm not sure. I feel like it's just heavy pressure with those.
I mean, the Bardock Apes hurt. Like
Yeah.
they put a lot of pressure on. Double strike 20k.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're coming out generally on your opponent's turn.
And once he gets the 6-drop Rollies out, and he can restand them with leader, and draw cards, KO your stuff. It's kind of like a control, stall, attrition type deck.
Interesting.
So dropping a card. There's still a 2-drop Boo in hand, so my idea here was to bait out the counterplay.
Mm-hmm. So counterplay hits.
But he's still got 2 energy up, which is a pain.
You walk Pui. Think, does he have another one in hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the...
Champa? I can see the Champa. Hellfighter?
I feel like the play would have been to play the Pui instead.
Yeah.
Because
Then either way, he uses the counterplay, and you've still got 2 boos, and
yeah, it would have been better that way. But now he's got that's the Hellfighter that I was talking about.
so your skills are negated for the rest of the turn. That card
Correct,
doesn't
yeah.
have barrier, so there's no sneaky swappy happening. Sorry, sneaky evolving.
So attacking with 20k to leader. Just trying to limit his ability to use his activate to take a life.
Out comes Zamasu super combo, taps down the Boo, plays the Draft Box Bardock for tapping down the Boo.
We didn't see that game 1. He quite possibly could have cited that in as well.
He's got 1 in the energy and 1 on the field though. So
yeah, that's the 15k blocker, I believe. That was very annoying. So he's building his board up. So he's got that's a 4. He's got 10 on the board already. He just needs 2, and then he can play Zeno. But it doesn't look like he has that in hand.
No.
And obviously all he needs to do is attack the Boo to kill it. And with 4 bodies, it's unlikely to survive.
Well, he's staving off right now. I mean, if he holds off for another turn and builds his board and keeps you away, then he'll have 5 energy. He'll warp off whatever you have in your hand, and he'll swing in with dual 4K. Sorry, dual quadruple strike. Dual quadruple strikes.
Yes, that's very amazing.
But however, in saying that, like you've got 6 life, I believe.
6 life, yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. I mean, unless he can give that crit.
So there is a negate in hand, but I think I realised at this point that I was not going to... Well, it was very unlikely that I was going to stop him from killing it.
Yeah.
So I was more focused on trying to save myself from whatever was coming.
Fair.
I've got a negate and the malicious mimicry as well, which gives the leader plus, or a Boo plus 15.
So the malicious mimicry is the card that gives you either the plus and also lets you take one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under a Boo. Is that?
No, that's capricious onslaught.
Donkey.
I think
Something.
no, that's not good. No one plays that. The thing with that is.
Let me just say that in sealed pre-release that was a lot of fun, but that's a different story.
Yeah, it works. It does it, but like your leader already does that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you bother?
Yeah. Malicious mimicry is a plus 15k to any Boo, so leader or battle card. And then from the drop area, you can tap to drop a card and play the 2-drop Boo. So it's another way of playing it from the drop area.
I love how fluid they have made playing cards from deck, playing cards from drop, even playing cards from energy. It's just, Bandai, I think, have done a really good job with set 9, particularly.
Yeah, for sure.
Set 8 was a bit stagnant for me, but this is my man's opinion. Set 9.
I don't like ramp. I hate ramp. I think ramp's annoying. So that's why I did like the last set, because obviously that's what it was all about.
Yeah, look, and how many of the Android ramp decks have you seen come out in the latest meta?
Yeah, see, there's not many. Piccolo's the new one. I mean, Piccolo can ramp, but it can only ramp twice. It's not crazy.
No.
So 7 cards in deck. It's pretty much all that I could do at this point is try and pressure this turn. But with 4 energy up, pretty much anything played is going to get killed.
Out of curiosity, what I'm assuming you run an SCR in this deck. If so, what is it?
Yeah, I run the Shadow Dragon.
Gotcha.
It was that or negative energy Dragon Balls. I've had discussions with a lot of people about either or both. But I just feel like
Black Dragon is so versatile. I mean, it gives you options. Black Energy is just, hey, want to get rid of the board? Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I used it a bunch of times in the tournament. Even in Top Cup, my top 8 match, I used it in 2 of the games out of 3 because it went 2-1. And it's so strong.
It really is.
Just like being able to, against Piccolo, because they ramp you, you can play it on turn 3, turn 4. And then just rip their hand apart while they're trying to do it to you.
Yeah.
So he's Frost Deadly Poison the Turles.
So at this point, I feel like you are quite resigned to the fact that there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I'm just trying. I did have a way to play the Buu, as you can see. And this is where I think I could have won this turn. Or at least put on a hell of a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because he's got 1 energy up. His hand is pretty bricky. And I have 4 energy, so I could go into the 6 drop and play, like go triple strike, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But you'll see now, this is where he makes another illegal play, or not illegal, but misplay that stuffs me up, and no one catches it.
So this is the Zamasu play, the infamous Zamasu play.
Yes.
So you're swinging in with your 2-drop Buu, 15k, into the Bardock, by the looks of it.
Yeah, so I'm obviously...
So at this point you're like, yeah, he knows what he's doing with his deck. That must be a legal target. I'm going to put them in the drop.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I know I got mixed up because there's the Goku Black that comes out and kills a 2-drop from the same set, like draft box and all that. So I just
easy mistake to make.
But that's the first time I paid close attention because I thought maybe he was going to choose Babidi or something, and then I just got rid of it, assuming. But no, he pointed at Buu, saying,
"Interesting,
KO the Buu."
Interesting.
You can't do it.
You've got to wonder though that why would the player who knows his cards choose an illegal target?
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. I mean,
I'm not disparaging Josh at all,
in
any way, shape, or form. But it's just, it seems odd, and it may be nerves. It may just be nerves, and maybe he has something in there that does remove the 2 drops.
Yeah, it probably is nerves, or maybe he's thinking of the Goku Black as well. But it's like he cited that in specifically for that, and it doesn't do that.
Yeah, I feel that's Anyway, it is what it is. So you've negated the attack.
So I negated the attack and then chose the blocker there so it couldn't attack. Because I knew he's trying to attack an arrival or do something.
Yeah. Well, he's got 5 energy, so if he does, look, it's very. You're in a very tough spot. I don't know how much life the Broly player has. It could be 3 or 4.
I think it might be
super
4,
combo
3. It must be 3 because I attacked the 2-drop into the Goku, because I didn't want him to take a life.
Does he run the Cell Goku? Sorry, the Gohan Goku successor package that you know of?
No. Which one's that?
The
8-drop. No. As far as I could tell from my games against him, I didn't look at his list, but he seems to only run the cells, That's just from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any. Oh, and the 6-drop cells. Sorry, that KO something.
Yeah.
They're the only
I
two.
find it interesting that he runs the super combo. It seems purely to get the Goku Ape and drop, which is
Yeah, it
fine.
does.
Like, I mean, that's nice, but I feel like running that super combo specifically for that purpose is perhaps not.
I mean,
optimal.
it also serves as the arrival.
Oh, yeah,
the
it
arrival
does.
of the
It
Broly
does.
For that. So that Broly came in and tapped my energy down.
Right now, you're having a great time in life.
Yeah, so I'm just I'm working out in my head, can I out-combo this? I'm on 3 life, I think. And I out-comboed that. He's restood his Broly. He gets to tap an energy and draw a card again.
It's this Broly 25k single strike arrival. Right now he has 6, 9, 10, 11. So he has 12 on board. So he has enough for
He does, yeah. And
successor Salziano. But does he have it in hand?
no, this is where I just scoop you because I'm like, yeah, there's no point.
Yeah. So he's bringing in another.
He's going to go 2 Bardock Apes, I think. Afterwards, I realised I should have comboed out of the first attack just with my 3 cards and kept the super combo. Would have been able to combo out of this, but I still wouldn't have been able to combo out of 2 Bardock Apes, I don't think.
I mean, beauty of hindsight, man. So at this stage, you're like, yeah, nah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I just
Your mum's
sort
died.
of looked
Here's
if
your
I
cards.
had a negate in my life, and no. So that was
So,
it.
I mean, at this point, you're like, okay, so I won the first one. Josh won the second match. Nervous?
Yeah, I think
Shitting yourself?
I get down on myself a lot. I think here I was just feeling like, oh, that's it, I'm going to lose now.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I mean, which is, okay, so you're going first, so you're in energy up. You don't appear to be siding at this point.
no, I think there wasn't anything really in my deck for this. Just the Haru Haru, which is generic for a yellow or green. There wasn't anything else I could put in that would help me. I had negates inside, but I didn't need negates that much. I needed to draw my cards, the right
So
cards.
at this point, did you think, what would Mickey do? Did you think, Mickey would say, don't do something stupid because you feel you're on the back foot, just focus.
Yeah, I think I tried to keep that mentality the whole time where just stay calm, try and stress my opponent out. I can't remember if it's in this match or the one we just watched and I didn't notice. I tried to psych him out that I had a negate in my hand even, and I think it worked. I didn't have a negate, I just took a while to choose if I was going to negate or not.
Oh, I
And
mean, it's
things
like
that.
any card game, so much of it is mind
just
games.
bluff a bit. But I don't recall being too upset. I just remember thinking, oh yeah, this is it, I'm going to lose. But not being too worried about it. Like I was still in the final of the regionals,
All right.
And just the amount of counterplays he had was so painful. I feel like Bad Ring Laser or minus Killy Zone, I feel like those things are not so OP now. If you brought out minus Killy Zone or something, obviously this deck doesn't need it, you have the Pui Pui, but for other decks, like if you brought out a minus Killy Zone that costs 2 energy or something,
Well, I feel like if they hadn't done the whole set 7, everything's a counterplay, they could have left that in, but
Yeah.
for the simple fact that they just went ham on the counterplays, it's now understandable.
Yeah.
And if you're a player that's built a deck around counterplays, then that's a valid option for you.
Yeah, it is. It's fine. I really hate that the counterplay meta. I
Oh,
find it
yeah,
really
like
annoying,
it-
but that's just my opinion.
I think it was needed at the time. I think it introduced to players, hey, think a bit more about what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But now, where we're at, it's frustrating.
Definitely.
It's a little frustrating.
So at the start of this game, to going first, I played the 1-drop Boo, and I saw my 2-drop Boo
Mm-hmm.
in that top 7, and I was like, get this in my hand. I need this card. And obviously, I saw he played a yellow card in energy, and I said to him as I played my card down, are you going to use your one-off called Bloodlust on me? And he did have it. I'm trying to bait the negate out there. Hoping for like a Nimbus or something. Nope.
I mean, it's such a different mentality to playing at the locals where you're just doing the standard stuff. Like, these are big brand players where if someone plays a Cold Bloodlust, then that could be it. That could, if you misplay and let someone Cold Bloodlust your key piece, that could be game.
Yeah. I mean, I was ready for that. I kind of figured that was happening.
I feel like you did this. It was the right thing to get rid of it early.
Yeah, if I'm obviously forcing him to use that Cold Bloodlust on turn 1. I couldn't not play it and then hope he didn't have it. Just would have been dumb to not do it.
100%. You don't. If he's got that in hand, you want to get that out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like with your Buu, it's like, okay, great. Cold Bloodlust is no worries. I'll just pass turn and then I'll do what I want to do next turn, and you won't have another Cold Bloodlust.
Hope he can't remove it.
Yeah, true.
And there I attacked. I had 4 in drop, so I just attacked and comboed with 1 because I have a power burst in hand. So he's deciding what to charge. Thinking about his multitude of counterplays and how he can use them properly. So that looks, as soon as I see that, now that I know what he's got, those 2 energy look like a
Champa? No, not a Champa.
No,
what am I talking
Android
about?
17, Hellfighter 17.
Well, turn 2 for him, he hasn't played a multicolor energy. He's just passing turn directly.
Yeah. And I negated the attack on my Buu because I was assuming he would be trying to use his... this is him. I negated that attack and then he tried to combo. When things like that happen, it gives me confidence because
because that's a sign of nerves. Yeah, 100%.
So I knew he was attacking Buu to try and play the freezer, so I just decided to negate it, get an extra card in hand. And now he can't do anything, as you can see. He's just going to have to pass.
So, I mean, how much do you feel that not having to worry about energy exhaust was a beneficial factor for you?
I think it's definitely good not having to care about what you charge, really. What card don't I need this turn, charge it, because everything's going to leave my hand. And energy exhaust is annoying.
I feel like you've swapped energy exhaust for having to manage exactly what is in your drop.
Yeah, it's this deck, while it does have a lot of sorry. Well, it does have a lot of easy, like it's easy to play things. You got black energy, like you said, you don't have to worry about energy exhaust. And it does have a lot of RNG. You also have to really watch what you do because you need everything to be like kind of perfect in your hand and drop. So I baited out that Hellfighter with the Haru Haru because I thought he would want to stop me untapping, but he didn't. And I have another way to play Buu, so I didn't really care that much about him getting rid of that Buu.
So he's now tapped out. You've got a lot on the board with more coming.
He is at 4 and I was triple checking.
Why did you need to read that leader?
I was just double checking that it was untap 2.
Gotcha.
Not untap 1, draw 1. Because
at this point, what your preference would have been 1/1, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just because it means that if he has the Arrival Broly in hand, he can Arrival and kill anything that's 3. So that's why I'm attacking first with this.
Yeah, comboing away your weaker pieces.
And if he did Arrival Broly, all he could kill would be that Haru Haru because my Buu's are lower energy cost than I have energy. So he's using the Zamasu to tap down one of my battle cards or leader.
I like that he uses, it appears that he uses all set 9 super combos. So all sort of situational super combos as opposed to your conventional draw once you have 5 or 4 life.
Yeah, he uses, I think he uses 2/2 Zamasu and Jiro.
Yeah, it seems that way. And then he has, he has the apes for his draw options should he need to.
And he is... So he's awakening. He just needs a 5k.
Interesting. I wonder how many Pokemon he caught with his Gotcha wristband over the weekend.
That's what they called, are they? Gotcha.
Well, no, that's not Gotcha.
Oh, Pokemon Go
that's
Plus.
the
That's what
Pokemon
they
Go
call-
Plus. Yeah, my bad.
I remember when I used one of those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I lost mine. Then you let me borrow yours, and I lost yours.
Yeah, I think you
And
did.
I got a Gotcha wristband, and then I lost that. I play Pokemon Go maybe twice a week. Anyway, moving forward.
So I am deciding what to go into. I don't have a 6-drop in the drop area. So I just decided I'm just going to go into the 4-drop. Like if he kills it, he kills it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the mentality I took in this game, the third game. I'm not going to care about his bloody arrival. I'm not going to care about his counterplays. I'm just going to play my game and...
And that's a smart play, because you can let yourself be hung up by overthinking what your opponent's going to do.
Yeah. And you can't counterplay forever.
No, you cannot. I mean,
So-
you have X amount of energy and X amount of cards in hand. Alright,
So
he rivals. Yeah.
So he's deciding if he wants to block or not.
Yeah. So I believe that's 8 energy on the field he has with the arrival, Broly, and
10.
the... Is it 4?
Yeah, 4 cost. That's why it was so annoying, because I
Really?
couldn't get rid of it with my leader.
Wow.
So he just took that. I'm passing and drawing 5.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, not in the best place, but not in a terrible place either. 2 energy out.
5 life? 6 life?
Yes, 5 life, I think. And he is only on 3 energy, so if he wants to go into Cell Zeno, he's not going to get the dual attack. He's not going to rip my hand.
And your drop is okay to the point where if you had a super combo in hand, it would,
Yeah.
But still, I feel like if he were to play Cell Zeno now this turn, you would be very strapped on resources.
Yeah, I mean, a 40k, depending on what he has in his hand, if I didn't have like a negate or super combo, it would be tough. I think I try here to stay at 5 in case he plays Cell Zeno. I can't remember how that, like if I succeed, but I try.
The inquiring minds want to know.
He did tell me after the game that he was searching for Cell Zeno. I think this is where he just tries to go within and search for that card to try and win. And he doesn't find it.
So he's at this point he's trying to clear your board. So he's swinging into your Boo, your 2-drop Boo.
Yeah, so that's me, because I knew he's trying to find Cell Zeno. I just pretended that I have a negate in my hand. Like I was like,
so this is your master plan.
Yeah, no, it really like, because I thought if he gets it out, I'd probably lose. So I was really trying to put it in his mind that I had a negate, so he shouldn't try and get the Cell Zeno.
So yeah, well, I mean, he's definitely got the... Well, wait, no. So he's got 6 plus 4 plus 4, so...
So he's on 14. He needs another 2.
He needs a 2,
Yeah.
yeah. So that 15k crit, swinging into leader. Once again, do I negate this? Do I negate this? Do I take it? Do I combo? What do I do?
So if he combos with that ape, that would give him 12 with the 3/4 drops.
Mm-hmm. Also give him 25k on a crit and then following up with a double strike, which he's going to do. Yep. 25k critical.
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out, can I survive?
But I feel like you'd be like, I'll just take the crit and put it in drop. No?
No, because I don't have a negate. So if he attacks me with Bardock, I'd rather just have 2 cards and still get 3.
Yeah, fair.
Because I'm going to take that and then he's going to attack. I can't out combo 40k with what I had in my hand no matter what.
No.
So this is where he's restanding and trying to find the Zeno.
Yeah.
This really threw me off. Because
I feel like
didn't know what he
it
was
looks
doing.
like he's trying to finish it now. It looks like this is his kill turn.
Yeah.
It really does. And if he had that Zeno, then it probably would have been.
Yeah. Because, and then he did that and then he just passes. And I was like, why is he
So he didn't swing with the
passing?
Bardock or the... Oh, he didn't swing with either of the Bardocks.
No, he didn't swing with the Goku or the Bardock. I don't think I think he takes it back. Oh, he just attacked that, yeah. So he's not going for life anymore because he knows he can't draw that.
Yeah. It's very like poker. I feel at this point he's given away what he has or doesn't have by just swinging into that card.
Yeah, I think now when I realised that he's got no energy up, the only thing I couldn't see, I couldn't figure out why did he restand that card. I didn't realise he was searching for Selzeno. That's why he restored it so he could...
Yeah, at that point you're like, it's not a blocker. Yeah. And that is the problem with relying on an SCR. Like, you cannot rely on an SCR. You have 50 cards in your deck.
Yeah.
8 of those are in life. 6 of those are in your starting hand. So you take those 14 away. If you don't have the SCR, then you have, 46 cards. And those 46 cards, one of those is an SCR.
Yeah, I feel like should always be a win more. Like,
I feel like
this
the
SCR will
SCR
help me
should
win
be
more
a
if I have it.
great, I've got it. That definitely helps me to secure the win, not a, this is my win con.
So here I'm thinking, should I attack? And I just felt like I'd been burned so many times. I wasn't going to risk anything. I couldn't think of anything he could do to restand energy.
And he's got, 3 life maybe? 4 life maybe? No,
I think
he restored, so 3 life at the most.
I think he might have 2. Oh, no, crit. So he must have 3 because I'm going to try and crit him. And
He's going to block. Yeah. Smart choice. No combo. Appears he has 6 or 7 cards in hand.
so this is going up the chain. The first time I've done it in the whole thing. And I picked the crit one out and it was like, oh wait, that's the same one.
You're like, oh, I can't do that.
So I'm really nervous here because I'm thinking if I don't win this turn, I'm
Yeah,
dead.
because you're thinking, at this point, this is, I win or I don't.
Yeah. So he out-comboed. Now his hand is bricked.
Yeah, 100%. I can see the Senzu's no energy up. I remember watching this.
And that's it. He just dropped hand.
Oof.
He knew that I had more to go up. I was pretty happy. Yeah, I just didn't know what I was doing with that bloody... what he was doing with the Broly.
Yeah. I mean, pretty happy is probably an understatement. I feel like you're like standing up so you can just do the fucking Rocky dance or something.
It was
that
very
was good, man.
I
Like,
was so happy. Like
you did really well.
It was the last card of his deck. It looked like
Seriously?
the SCR. So sucked in.
Well,
But yeah, I feel like after all those misplays, obviously I don't think they were intentional with the Zamasu and the drawing. I feel like I deserve to win.
look, honestly, I think it's a high pressure environment.
Yeah.
And if you can keep your head about you and you have a good deck and you know how to play the game.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think I feel like I played really well. That was my first time ever on like a big stream. Obviously I've streamed us playing and streamed locals and stuff, but my first time ever on a big stream, so I was really wanting to not stuff up.
Look, I feel like you and Josh both did a really good job, and you know what? It worked out the way it did, and you know what? You came first, he came second. You both did well. Big reps to the Cybermen for winning a championship.
Yeah.
Pretty
Pretty damn good.
not bad for a few boys from New South Wales who have spread out to other areas. So,
More to come.
Yeah, more to come. Much more to come. So thanks for tuning in, people at home. If you've made it to the end of this stream, good on you. Nice to see the champ's insights, and we'll see what he has to bring to the table next.
Yeah, we'll be back soon with some more content as well. Like, subscribe, jump on our Facebook page and like us there.
And don't forget, we're partnered with the Midian Guard. So Andy and his team do a great job out of Melbourne. They just secured a new warehouse, so they're all set up. So for all your single needs, head Andy up, and not in a Tinder kind of way.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys. Thanks.